Are you serious? Are you serious? Would you like to see inside my house? Come look inside my house.
It's Sunday, September 11th. It's our first on-water day of our Voyageurs National Park trip. This boat is Brian. Behind me launching right now is Sin. In front of me, two canoes. It's Barb and Brent and Paul Winslow and Paul Dean. We are launching now from Ash River Visitor Center and headed towards Kubel Island. We've just crossed the choke point that is essentially the barrier between Kabetogama and Namakan, so we're on Lake Namakan, and we'll be on Lake Namakan until for the next 5 days. So we spotted what looks like a nice sandy beach up ahead, so we're going to stop for a water break and a snack break. So Sin, what are your initial thoughts about Voyageurs in Namakan after an hour on the water?
Looks a little like Boundary Waters, only with a more wide open gap and a lot of motorized boats.
Okay. And I'm doing a canoeist on the lake interviews here. What are your initial thoughts of Voyageurs?
Yeah, absolutely beautiful. Perfect day, sunny, no big waves, water's perfect.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
And you, sir, in the fluorescent neon pink shirt, what are your initial thoughts of Voyageurs in Namakan?
Yeah, it's definitely a voyage on Voyageurs, yes, and Namakan is treating us well.
Okay.
Got a tailwind today, and excellent conditions for paddling.
Can't ask for more than that, except for lunch. What's on the menu today?
Well, I got leftovers from the landing, so okay. I have half of a club sandwich here.
Looks great. And so we have landed at Kubel Island. This is our first campsite of the trip. So this is a group site, so it should be a very nice site, a very comfortable site to stay at. There's also a lot of ruins here from the old Kubel Island fish camp, so we're looking forward to having some things to explore. Lots of bear blockers for a group site and a couple of picnic tables. It's our second day in Voyageurs National Park. We've just packed up our campsite at Kubel Island where we had a wonderful time. It was a great campsite. I think Barb and Brent are already on the water in a canoe, and the rest of the group is in the final stages of packing up and launching here. So the next stop on our itinerary is Micah Island, where we're going to be spending 2 nights. So that's only I think 3 or 4 miles from here, so it should be a pretty short day. So we've arrived at our Micah Island campsite. It looks like a pretty nice site. Not quite as nice as the group site we stayed at Kubel, but as an individual site goes, this is a very pretty one. We've got a nice southern exposure, so we should have good sunshine. It's an island site. We don't have to share it with anyone. It's got a nice picnic pad, 2 bear lockers, 2 official tent pads, and we found a place that we can put up a third tent without really doing any damage. So we're going to appropriate an unofficial tent pad, and we will be here for 2 nights, and I think we should be pretty happy here.
Beautiful red pine forest on this part of Micah Island. Almost certainly because forest fires have burned through here frequently enough. Probably lightning induced. We're out on an island in a national park. And there's your forest fire evidence, or some of it. But the red pines and the white pines, if they were here, can withstand a low intensity forest fire on their trunks. The spruce and the balsam firs are easily killed by the fire and eliminated. So before the loggers got to the northern Minnesota, it was like 80% white pine, red pine forest. And now here, a little regeneration of that forest with natural fire being the main architect.
So it's Tuesday, it's the 3rd water day of our Voyageurs trip. We've just paddled from Micah Island, our campsite, and we are now just landed at Kettle Falls. So we're planning to do some sightseeing around here and hopefully have a nice restaurant lunch. So we're hiking from the Kettle Falls landing up to the falls. I already have been hearing the falls for the last 5 or 10 minutes, but expecting to get a good look at them very soon. We're still on Micah Island. We hiked from our campsite to explore some old mine pits of presumably mica mines here. It's Tuesday. It's our 2nd night at Micah Island. We're having our dinner here at the campsite overlooking the lake with a beautiful sunset in the background. And we are still loving this campsite. We wish we had stayed here another night. So after paddling down from our campsite at Micah Island, we've arrived at tonight's campsite, Wolfpack Central. It has a nice sandy beach, so great for loading. It's got 2 tent pads. It's a little bit more compact site than we had previously, but it's a pretty site with a nice southern exposure. It's Thursday. We're packing up our Wolfpack Central Island campsite. We had rain just after we got up this morning. Quite a bit of thunder, so that was a big concern, but that seems to have died down. We're have the campsite packed up, the boat's all loaded, and we are headed towards Hoist Bay for a lunch destination and planning to camp at Old Dutch Bay tonight. So hopefully the thunder and lightning will continue to stay away, and we'll have a decent day of paddling. So we're approaching the buildings at the bottom of Hoist Bay. We want to kind of check those out and see what they are. This is our final campsite at Dutchman's Bay. I was hoping to get a picture of this in the sunlight when it looked nice and pretty, but this is the way we've experienced it the whole time we've been here. Wet and a little bit gloomy, but it has served us well. Well, it's day 47 of our Voyageurs trip. We've been circling these islands for almost 5 weeks now, with little hope of ever finding where we are or where we're trying to go. We've already eaten half of our party, and we kind of have our eyes on Brent as dinner tonight and our meal for the next couple days. But other than that, it's been a very successful trip.
I get a leg.